Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with one fine more evening of eISL powered by Coca Cola. Before we have the event started, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with Hero, being our associate sponsors, esports partners Nordwind Gaming, and our platform partners PlayStation for making this event happen. And well, yet another fine day, Azim. Today we have got one very interesting matchup lined up. Quite some few things on the line over here. Kerala
Yeah.
Blasters FC going up against Chennaiyin FC. What are your thoughts?
Well, another Southern derby after one more of these yesterday. But let's quickly go through the tournament format for those of you who are just tuning into the eISL. This is, of course, the group stages. We're going now sort of into the second legs of the matches of the group stages. All the teams have played each other once already. It is 3 games per match, 2 1v1s and 1 co-op. The top 4 teams will battle it out in the finals, and the winning team doesn't just end with them being crowned champions. They will also then take on each other, the two teammates, to decide who represents India in the FIFA Global Series 2022.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's something that we've been talking about a lot, right? A chance to represent our nation is the goal of every sports players at some point or the other. But along with that, you have your pockets filled with a lot of money. Yes, I'm talking about 78 lakh rupees on the line, out of which the first position receives 15 lakh rupees, and so on. It reduces till the point where we've got fourth place getting to 2 lakh 50,000. But for the MVP, Azim, this is where things get interesting because we've got some contenders playing today. Yes, Saransh will be there, who's quite on top with 4 lakh rupees on the line. So I think he can get that extra amount of money in his pockets.
Yeah, and we do have not just Saranj but also Naveen has thrown himself in the hat as we look at the contenders. In fact, it's both the Chennaiyin FC boys, and then of course there is the mercurial talent of Ankit Gupta in third place, having played 3 matches less than Chennaiyin FC, already pretty much level. And Imad, of course, from Northeast United FC has had a couple of good games as well. So right now, very, very tight, of course. 1 or 2 bad results for SC East Bengal, and it could swing back in the favor of the two Chennai FC boys. But let's take a look at the leaderboard right now, because this is a very, very interesting game. We do see Kerala Blasters FC, of course, a game less they have played than Chennai FC. They're sitting in 8th place, but don't let that fool you. A win over here, and they go rocketing up into 6th, and of course the big thing for them is that they're only then 3 points behind Chennaiyin FC in 2nd place. So a massive game for both teams, because Chennaiyin FC, of course, they want to get that win. They want to go and get that lead back off Mumbai City FC, and we do know that first spot is cursed. Mumbai City FC, of course, took the lead yesterday. So, given how the things have gone, you would expect them to end up losing that lead today as well. But Mumbai City FC might just want to. Chennai FC might just want to just get a draw and not take the lead, because it seems to work well that way. And let's take a look at now the matchups for today.
To be honest, of course, we're gonna talk about the matchups. It's going to be interesting.
Ooh.
Hold on, this is something I did not anticipate. Akshat going up against Saransh, and we've got Lokmanu against Naveen. I really thought, Lokmanu and Saransh would want to settle the veteran debate, right? Who's the better oldie out of them? They're still young, they're still dashing, but still, two of the oldest players we have in the FIFA community so far. But Akshat, I'm really excited to see this man stepping up today, because lately he's been in a really good form. He's been taken over the driver's seat, and he's been making the goals. He's been winning games, and Lokmanu is on the sidelines right now, playing second fiddle. But today's game is a lot more than that. Both these teams have been trying to prove their mettle, right? They've got a lot on their back. Amazing two teams, but recently both of them are going through a slump. So it's an important day. Either of them have to, settle with a win. I think a draw at this point isn't going to help Chennai FC's cause of maintaining that top 4.
Yeah, and I think the draw doesn't do either team any favors, because Kerala Blasters, they know that if they're to be in with a shot for that top 4 place, it's they need to get the 3 points. But since you talk about the Battle of the Oldies, we did get to see it the last time these two teams went head to head, and it was, of course, Lokmanu who came out on top in that game. Of course, Naveen then rescuing it. This was actually a very, very tight encounter. It was decided just in the closing phases with a goal for Chennaiyin FC. So a very, very close first matchup between these two teams, and I expect it to be more of the same this time around.
Yeah, but things have changed. A lot has changed, right? Lokman, you started off with a bang. We had got Saranch, not starting off with a bang. And then Naveen, he was absolutely on fire. And then Akshat was in his initial few baby stages, where he was still struggling to get acquainted with the land atmosphere inside. But now, Akshat, the kind of form that he is in, he is looking really deadly and sharp. And now he is going up against the best. He is here to play with fire. And well, before we get the match started, so players sharing some light moments with each other. Akshat just saying, "Bhai, dekh ke zyada mat marna." And I'm pretty sure Saranch has something similar. It's like, bro, you have been a dark horse and you've been impressing us, because that is quite reflected with Akshat's statistics lately, right? 23 goals out of 11 games. I think he's picked up the pace pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, all he needs to do is just beat Saranch 6-0 today, and then he can just go top of the MVP leaderboard. Easier said than done, of course. But, of course, for those of you who've been following the matches that happened yesterday, Chennaiyin FC actually ended up losing to Hyderabad FC, which was, we did see Saranch going up against Adizima, and Adizima managed to sort of steal the points in literally the last minute of the game. And of course, a huge, huge result. And it's been that kind of season for Saranch, because the match before that, he was in absolutely imperious form against KT Dillon of ATKMB. Just absolutely smashed him, got 5-6 goals on the board. Really, really looked confident. And then suddenly, I think was outfoxed, out-tacticked, you could say, by Adizima, who really sort of analyzed the way that Saranch was playing and found chinks in the armor. And maybe we'll see Akshat trying to employ a similar kind of strategy today.
Oh yeah, and there you have it, right? It's game on, and Kerala Blasters FC going up against Chennai FC. There we have it. So we've got Akshat, of course, in his black from left to right, and Saranch in the white from right to left. And the way things have started off, Akshat has got a plan in his mind, just trying to race in from the left wing, but that could be a really crafty move. Goes in for the shot, and Maldini again for the rescue. I'm telling you, this was a goal otherwise.
Yeah, that I think the angle was just a little too prohibitive for Akshat, but a very, very fast start. Now Saranch coming up the other end as well. Let's see if he can create his own chance early on in the game. It would be a huge sucker punch if Saranch manages to get the goal after being so close to conceding. Going in with Neymar, using those skill moves, finds Mbappe, finds Pele, going for the shot, but blocked by that man, Rio Ferdinand. Of course, one of the new meta players that these boys have been choosing, trying to fire that through into an area with too many defenders in the way. Even Cruyff back there defending for Kerala Blasters FC. And a very, very fast start. Both players wanting to get on with it, get their names on the score sheet, and really take control of this match.
Oh yeah, I mean both the players, kind of being end to end against each other, and neither of them wanting to back off at this point. Azim, it's getting so excited. It's firecrackers right from the very start. So Akshat again, a similar sort of routine. I really thought he's going to go in from the left wing, and he knows he's got to deal with Saranch's heavy pressing attack. So he's got some ideas in his mind, but Saranch looks very alert, very stern on the defense as well. Oh, just playing him around, and he's starting to feel confident. Pass on to his Ronaldo. This is it. This could be an actual shot. Cruyff, all he's got to do is dribble across the player, but a little overshot over there. And now Saranch wants to go for the counter attack.
Yeah, just overplayed that a little bit over there. Akshat had a couple of opportunities, maybe not the clearest shot on goal, but we've seen that with Ashwin from Mumbai City FC as well, taking the shot, but almost flashing across goal over there, inches away was Saranch. I think that was probably offside anyway. But this has been an absolute cracker of a start over here. Both players absolutely going for it. No caution being shown from either of them, and very, very fast pace. And I'm not so sure that this pace of the game really suits Saranch, because he likes to sort of be in control of it. It's very sort of chaotic right now. Akshat again goes for the shot with Gullit, well blocked, still retains possession of the ball, looking to find that ball into Ronaldo, just can't quite do it. And now Saranch on the counter attack. Will he try to slow it down? Yes, he does, because he wants to play this now on his terms. Or wait, it's a ball over the top, and Mbappe has got the ball in. Huge chance over here. He needs to get that cut back, but
What?
blocked again. Rio Ferdinand is the man doing the work for Kerala Blasters FC.
What's going on? So I need to catch my breath. It's so end-to-end attack, and the initial thought process behind Akshat making such a long pass, I completely understand. He's trying to replicate, what Imad tried to do. He went in long against Saranj and just not working out. But there you go. It's still nil to nil. Nothing yet happened. But Saranchi is trying to press in. We know that he is really deadly once he gets close. Khalid passing on towards Neymar. And he is going to be looking to be dribbling through the defenders. But not today, says Akshat as he builds up a counter attack. Now, this is promising, Azim.
Yeah, and he's almost found Pele. Yes, he has. And now it's about how he plays this over here. Will he look for that pass to use? He's using both fullbacks getting forward. So very, very aggressive tactics over here from Akshat. Wants to get sort of Saranj pinned back, not allow him to press. And I think because of the fact, and Adi Zima did highlight this yesterday, that Saranj does like to press with his fullbacks. That's why he's trying to create those overloads in the wide areas as much as he can. And now taking his time a little bit. Again, Saranj trying to press, but you have to admire the way Akshat is playing this over here. Just give that away for a moment over there. Saranch on the counter attack, but Akshat, the confidence with which he's playing, really taking the game to Saranch over there. Far cry from the start of his tournament. Now it is the goal. Finally, Saranch, that cutback works at the third attempt, and a breathless start to the game. 32 minutes have flown by.
All right.
And it's 1-0 as the players do some form of strange Macarena. It's mostly Brazilian, so you can understand why the dancing is happening.
Oh yeah, I mean Saranch finally breathing, some sense. I do not know at this point how to respond to the current atmosphere that we've got over here. I mean, I didn't really never thought that this meant so much for Saranch, right? The way he's been playing, I think Akshat is giving such a tough competition, but this is where I was getting a little bit worried about Akshat getting cast out because Ranch is going in deep again. And Akshat, however, still able to maintain his composure over there just after conceding a goal. And what a delight it would be if he can score one off before the halftime, Azim.
Yeah, I think it would be fitting because both players have really played a very good game. They've been very good in attack, very potent, not quite finding the right ball. I don't think he intended to pass that ball to Eusebio. I think he was looking for Cruyff. And now we're bringing Spinazzola forward is Saranj for Chennaiyin FC. Gives that ball away again. Good pressure, good positioning from Akshat to find and cut out those passing lanes for Saranj. Look at the pressure on the ball. It's so difficult to find any kind of space, but Akshat almost managing it again. Maybe just the wrong passes for him in the final third, and that's really been the difference. Just that little snap decision making in the final third has been the difference so far as we're approaching halftime.
Oh yeah, and I think the way things are going, I'm pretty sure this could be the one of the final attacks from Sharan's stride, and that's a good build-up. He's looking to get that pass over there, but well read by Akshat, and there you have it, the halftime whistle going on. Of course, it's a 1-0 scoreline. Chennaiyin FC do have a slight lead, but boy oh boy, is Akshat putting up a fight. I'm loving this. Initially Akshat, the way he started off, and then Saranj just coming back stronger. Both these players are just going after each other. Hammer to hammer is what we are witnessing. But yes, you're gonna feel bad for Akshat a little bit over there. Of course, conceding that one, but still, Azim, it's good news, right? At least he hasn't conceded more than one. But second half, Azim, is what I'm really worried about. That's where we see the deadly Saranj.
Yeah, Akshat, for him, I don't think he needs to change anything. He has to keep taking the game to Saranj, because if you let Saranj dictate the tempo of the game, he's going to completely take charge, and he's capable of just absolutely ripping you apart. Time on the ball is what Saranj wants, and that is what Akshat has been trying to deny him. He's now got Mbappe on, and you can see immediately the super sub, a huge burst of pace over there from Chennaiyin FC, and it's a little bit of an indulgent bit of a skill over there. Now with Neymar, bit of a physics fail, no worries. Gullit wins the ball, all's fine. And unfortunately for Kerala Blasters FC, their Mbappe has a pretty poor first touch, and that could be the moment. Nope, Rio Ferdinand in the way again, taking over the mantle from Maldini today as the defensive MVP for Kerala Blasters FC. Can't quite. I think Akshat, yes, he needs to play the ball very fast, but maybe on occasion needs to just slow it down just a little bit, being a little bit too hurried in possession. And if he settles that down, it could be a goal for him. But now again, Saranch. Ooh, that's a bit of a strange one. It's a goal. It's a throw in for Kerala Blasters FC.
Yeah, throw in and a position where we would really want Akshat to score one. Of course, he's got the storyline running. One of the players who's made such a massive improvement, the way he started and the way he's grown. This is him going up against one of the best players of South Asia, and he's still holding his ground somehow. But that could change with this goal
Oh.
as it just rockets through. Pele, nothing stopping him. Saranjan scoring one more, and Chennaiyin FC 2-0 up. And Kerala Blasters FC's fans, I think they're starting to, take their heads down a little bit. The shot, the moment this shot was taken, it was directly at the back of the net, and Akshat was just helpless there.
Yeah, you could see Akshat. In fact, he read what Saranch was going to do. He had control of the player at the far post, but unfortunately for him, the ball was just played perfectly, exactly timed it the way he needed to over there, Saranch. And now it's an uphill task because one goal against Saranch, yes, you can think about doing it, but he has to take heart again from the fact that Adi Zima also yesterday managed to stage that comeback against Saranch, managed to win that game 3-2. So he needs to take a leaf out of his book, almost getting a bit fortunate over there. But now Saranch is going to be looking to counter attack. I think he's now really acclimatized to the pace of the game. Is that onside? It's a smashing ball to find Ronaldo. Let's see what he's going to do. Has Mbappe at the edge of the area. Twisting, turning, can take his time on this move, doesn't need to really force it. And now he has Akshat sort of where he wants him to be. But Akshat is actually doing a very good job. He's actually been very defensively solid. It's really only been those two openings that Saranch has had, and could be another one over here. Brings the keeper out oddly, which was a bit of a strange move. Eventually defended well enough, and Akshat now, you would have to think he needs to get a goal before sort of the 80-minute mark to make Saranch really start sweating, because I mean, if it doesn't come by then, you would think Saranch is going to hold on.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna try and do that. But I think this is where if Akshat does not score a goal in the next 5 minutes, it's gonna look a little bit deadly for them, because now I can see him sort of trying to gas out. He needs to come with some sort of a strategy. Now this is the exact point where you would want to take a pause and take some Lokmanu coaching classes, because this man has defeated Sarancha in the past, but
Oh,
this could be lights out with this goal, and there you go. Saranj Jain managing to do it again. It's 3-0. And Akshat, he might have started on a high, but that is the roller coaster ride, which is definitely coming to an end for him. As Saranj, no stones unturned from his side. He's just going after him, back and forth, punching him till he goes down. And I think he's going to keep continuing to do that. But this is where Lokmanu needs to give some sort of an advice to Akshat, because now is the time he needs it.
yeah, I think Saranch is doing to Akshat today what Imad and Adizima did to him in his last few games, because every single goal, all three goals have been, you could say, almost carbon copies of each other in terms of their execution and the build-up. It's just making use of that space, that hole that has been left in the fullback areas for Akshat, because he has been attacking with Kafu and Theo Hernandez quite a lot, and that's left that massive hole exposed on the left and right flank. And you can see he's got the pace of Mbappe down that flank repeatedly, creating the assists. And well, for Akshat, I think maybe if he had remedied that early in the game at 1-0, could still have had an opportunity. But at 3-0 at this point, with just about 15 minutes left to play, you'd think it's well, nigh on impossible for him to get anything from this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's had it been two goals, also we could have been, starting to dream. Maybe at some point Akshat would need just that one goal that would up his spirits. But right now, as things are, It's just come down to the fact that Akshat is trying to not concede any more goals, because the initial spark, the initial tinder that we did get to see just kind of went off, and Vinicius Junior pushing in from the right, a cutback coming in, but Van der Sar for the save, and again, Akshat playing on the back foot right now. Not the kind of a FIFA that I'm kind of enjoying right now, because this is so hard to watch, right?
Yeah, you can see Akshat is a little annoyed now. He's lost his composure a little bit. If he can get a goal back, I think that might help steady him a little bit. But nope, can't really go solo over there against Vieira. Gets a second bite of the cherry with Mbappe, but runs it out of play. You can see him having a bit of a laugh right now. Obviously, no real happiness attached to that laugh. Almost a laugh of resignation that it's just not his day. And again, you can see coming forward. Decent recovery over there using Theo Hernandez. Now it looks like his fullbacks are staying back and not really committing forward. But no, just as I mentioned, that Cafu goes steaming up the right flank, as does Theo Hernandez up the left. So yes, there you go. He's using those fullbacks now. Will he look to go for a cross? He searches for Ronaldo in the box. Needs to beat Saranj one-on-one. Easier said than done. Searching for Pele, gets the shot
Oh,
away, but Maldini in the way,
hmm.
and well, made him think that it was letting it go out for a corner, but sneakily got it back. And well, he does get it back. That's unfortunate again for Akshat. Can't quite seem to keep it on the field of play.
Yeah, I mean, he tried, right? Ups to his efforts for trying over there, because Saranj right after again going in for the cutback, but this time Akshat has done well, right? Akshat has done well in those final few phases of holding himself out here. But again, at least one consolation goal is something that I would like to see from Akshat's side. But in front of a defense like that from Saranj, who has been understanding the teams, have been sort of getting acquainted to his style of play in the eISL, has started adapting himself over here. So he has also evolved as the tournament has progressed, and this could
Oh,
be it. Oh, this is not
oh,
something that he had anticipated, and Saranj Jain finally putting Akshat 6 feet under with this goal.
oh, that was brilliantly worked. First, that little dummy to let the ball go through to Vinicius, and then again the composure. We've seen Saranj do this plenty of times before, just sitting down the keeper, almost embarrassing the opponent. And now for Akshat, I think obviously he's known since a while that this game was up. And very interesting that Saranch in this game particularly, apart from that last goal, he hasn't really sort of. He's usually the kind of player who wants to play that beautiful game. And speaking of the beautiful game, Marseille Roulé, you can see Saranch also impressed with that one. But unfortunately for Akshat, does look like it's a little too late. I don't think he's getting 3 goals in two or three in-game minutes. Maybe he can get one more back. We did see both individual games the last time these teams met, ending in a 4-2 scoreline. So maybe Akshat can try to keep that tradition going. Oh, this is
All right.
brilliant with Neymar. Almost, I
Oh.
think, one roulette too many. And very, very pulsating encounter after a very close first half, you'd have to say. I think Saranj, as I was saying, ditching his usual philosophy of playing sort of tiki-taka, beautiful football and favoring more sort of route one counter-attacking football, just putting that ball down the flanks and going for that cutback, scoring 3 goals in that way. And then, of course, that beautiful bit of individual skill, sitting down the keeper and passing it into an empty net. So Saranch gets the win. Now it's all over to Naveen, and of course the pressure back on Lokmanu. He has, of course, been the guy who thrives under pressure. He has been put in this situation a few times in this tournament so far, and going up against Naveen, who's not in the best of form, I think Lokmanu will still fancy his chances.
Oh yeah, he definitely will be. But a quick little reminder: Lokman, who hasn't had good games either in the past couple of days. So both these players, going through a slump, and this match up that is coming next is going to be so crucial for these two gentlemen out here. We know the potential that they carry forward, and you're talking about Naveen hitting a slump and still, being in that top goal scorers list, right? So again, for Lokmanu, he was initially one of the contenders, but has lost his spot out over there. So definitely today would be the day where he starts to redeem himself. But finally, a good game from Mr. Suranshan, especially after that matchup against Adi Zima. So a lot of things could be worked out. He realized, and Chennai FC, they know that every single point is important for them, and they're not going to settle at just getting a point or going home. So this win was very important, but the next one is going to be even more than that.
Oh yeah, Lokmanu now has really got to get himself together. Again for Naveen as well, he's not really been winning games. He's drawn, I believe, his last two games. I think it was
Yeah.
a draw against DK and a draw against Bindratej as well against ATKMB. So he is still, as a player, hard to beat. He's been goal down in both those games, and then immediately after conceding that goal after halftime, has come back and got that equalizer. So he does have that stubbornness to him that you shall not pass, you will not defeat me. Maybe you can take a point off me, maybe you can just get a draw, but you're not going to beat me. He's been very, very one of those players like Shubham, who's been a little bit hard to beat across the tournament. Shubham is
Yeah.
of course unbeaten so far, and there you can see, I think, a fair reflection of the game. 6.5 the expected goals. I think domination in every department of the game, you would have to say, from Saranch over there. And it's a huge uphill task now for Kerala Blasters FC. Lokmani, of course, will be confident that he can get the result, but he knows that despite being in a lack of form himself, he needs to get that win.
Oh yeah, he definitely has to, and it's going to be so important, right? Because of course, heading into this tournament, Lokmanu uh, was a kind of a player who was an absolute beast, right? He started off with such big games, and now, in fact, just a couple of minutes ago, before the start of the first game, we did see, or rather, take a look at the previous score lines, right? So that is where we saw Lokmanu defeating the likes of Saranj, right? So he's always got it within him, right? It's just that he's not been having a few couple of good games, so he needs to gain his pace back. But you're talking about the big mighty man Saranch himself, so he's gonna be waiting for us on the other side inside the studio. So let's just head in over there. And Saranch, finally a convincing victory yet again. But yesterday was not really the kind of a day that you'd hoped, and it's gonna be a huge blow to you guys maintaining a top four. So tell me something about yesterday.
Like yesterday was a bad day for me. I think I got kinda unlucky in the two games in the first game. Like I had two posts, but Adizema was brilliant yesterday. So we couldn't get the win yesterday. But like the main focus is to think about today. Like the game's done, so there's no point thinking about it. But today's been a good start for us. So hopefully we can continue this.
Yeah. So the first three goals that you scored, they almost felt like they were like carbon copies of each other in the build up and the execution. Was that like a concentrated plan? Because I could see he was attacking using both fullbacks. So that was that a plan for you to get in behind in that space that they were leaving?
Honestly, I didn't come in with an attacking plan. Like I realized that people have been exploiting my weakness, which was bringing out my wing back. So I tried focusing on that, which like I wasn't doing today, as you could see. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was the main thing. I felt like I was attacking good yesterday as well, but the main thing was my defending, which wasn't up to par. But today I felt like I could do defensively. I could do well defensively as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was a clean scoreline that you have managed to win with. But another thing that we are witnessing as we get new patch updates. A lot of players are going for those finesse shots from that position. Something that you haven't tried yet. Now, is it against your principles, or that's just not how you like to play? What's the reason you've not gone for it?
I'm still working on them. Like I haven't perfected them yet, so I don't think I'm ready to take those finesse shots yet. But I do feel they're meta. Like the game has changed a lot ever since the patch, especially on the PS5. So yeah, like I mean, we're trying new things out. I think everyone in this tournament is, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's working for some people. It's not working for some people. For me, finesse shots aren't working as of now. I'm still working on them, but like Ankit, Imad, and all of these people have been taking finesse shots, and I see them, and hopefully I can learn them and take some of finesse shots myself.
All right, brilliant. Thanks, Saranch. Good luck for Naveen and your next game as well. Looking forward to another cracker. And yeah, cheers and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so the big man says that she's still on the process of learning. Now that's something really nice, right? No matter where you are, there's something that you can always learn. There's something that you can
Yeah.
always get better at. There's a scope for improvement, and Saransh has made that quite vocal. But heading off into the next tie, now this is where things start getting interesting because Lokmanu, I think today he's going to be making a comeback. He's been sticking to his Van der Sar in terms of his playing 11. We've got to see what changes he's made. But today, Naveen, like you said, Azim, he's not been beaten there, right? He's still been finding a few draws here and there. Very difficult player to play against. And, he's found a match in Lokmanu. Now, look for Lokmanu. He's got a lot to prove, a lot going on over here in terms of the skill level. You can see both the players, equally matched up, even in terms of their statistics. So it's kind of really difficult to say who's got, the scales tipping in their favor. But still, this is something that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, Lokmanya, of course, you can see sort of the progression of him as well has been like, one of those Bollywood heroes who starts the tournament completely as that chocolate boy, clean shaven, and then towards the end of it, by the business end, is fully rugged, world weary looking person. And of course, sitting there in eighth place is not part of the plan for him. He knows as one of the highest, the most highly skilled players in this tournament, he would have wanted to be much higher. He would have been wanting to be in and around that top four, like Chennaiyin FCR. And he knows today is a huge opportunity. You have to beat all the big boys ahead of you if you want to go and usurp them and take their place. So he is going to be focused as always. I think he's spent a lot of time trying to navigate and sort of figure out other people's weaknesses. But now I think we need to see Lokmanu playing his natural game. And the same way that you said for Saransh, that somebody was due a spanking from Saransh, and we did see that happen against ATKMB. I think Lokmanu is due one as well, and he'll be hoping that that big performance happens for him today.
Oh yeah, today is definitely gonna be one of those days, right? Where either of these players have to go big, right? It's just not just about winning the games. It's more about regaining that lost confidence somewhere down the line. Because you talk about Naveen, he's such an explosive player, and at the same time, you put Lokmanu into the picture, he's no less, right? So one of those few things that Lokmanu really needs to focus is. Not to let go of those cheap goals, because sometimes he's really alert on his defense. We have seen that in terms of his build up. He takes his time, he goes for them, but likewise with Saransh, once you're the big guns, a lot of teams start paying attention to how you start playing, right? And they somehow tend to get a fix, right? You can beat them once or twice, the third time they start hitting back. So the same thing sort of has been happening with Lokmanu, right? People have started figuring him out, finding the little chinks in his armor and exploiting that to their advantage. Now this is where Lokmanu needs to make some modifications, and I know this player, he's got a plethora of ideas, and the same goes with Naveen. So I'm gonna be so excited, and here we have it. Kerala Blasters FC, they've got their hopes on this big man, and he's got to deliver. But the same can be said for Chennai FC, when Naveen is going to be looking to back this one home, get those 3 points secured. So let's see who wins this one out. The kickoff is already done. Lokmanu in his black from left to right, and Naveen with his white from right to left.
Yeah, let's see how this game goes. He does have Cruyff on that left flank as well. So sticking to his regular guns, only the real main change for Lokmanu is the fact that it is, of course, Rio Ferdinand, who seems to be that permanent fixture in all defenses now. Getting forward quickly, looking like he's got that intent, that steely determination, getting into the box, playing this around really well. Oh, just couldn't get that shot away. He'd worked it brilliantly. In fact,
Yeah.
I thought he had time to take a second touch and then cue that shot away. But clearly, the angle with which he was taking the shot not conducive to the time finish. And early alarm bells ringing definitely for Naveen. You would have to say he's got away with one there.
Oh yeah, I mean more than that, it's the pressure speaking, right? Lokmanu usually does not make these sort of mistakes, right? He could have done clearly better in that situation. Could have given some power to the shot, taken some time. But like I said, right, he's got a lot going at the back of his mind, and now There you have it. He's taken possession back again. It's been a delight for to witness Lokmanu making those really close passes and built up his attack. This time, however, racing through the right wing, passes it on towards
Oh,
Bello. Again, a better shot this time, but the goalkeeper coming in rescue out for a corner.
yeah, again, getting the time finished wrong. I think maybe even if he had just gone for a regular shot over there, might still have worked. I think over there he may have been trying to get away one of those meta finish shots. Didn't quite work out for him. And now Naveen in their huge opportunity. Can he be clinical? Yes,
Oh
he can,
yes.
and that is the difference. How? Asks Lokmanu to his screen. But there you have it. When the time finish works, it doesn't matter if there's a defender in the way. That ball is going to rocket through, and he will feel that he had the shot covered, and that's why he asked the question, how did that go through? But unfortunately, that's how life in the eISL works sometimes. If you don't take your chances and the other person does, just takes a second to score a goal.
Oh yeah, and this is exactly something that I was touching upon, right, in the pre-segment. Lokman has got to be wary of these sort of counter attacks coming at him, and just when we thought that it was some good pressing from Lokman with some good attacks, Naveen instantly from the shadows just comes in like a lethal assassin and takes one off over there. And this could be another potential good attack. Mbappe still having control, needs to look to get a cut back over there, but in front of Maldini, who's been one of the favorites for being the MVP after Van der Sar. All right, never mind. The corner being taken, and it has been well dealt with by Lokmanu and his team over here, who are looking to build an attack of their own now.
Yeah, Lokmanya, I think, really needs that one goal to get his confidence back up. He started the game, you could say a lot like Akshat, really, really on the front foot, but then ended up getting sucker punched on the counter attack, much like his teammate. But for now, he's being a bit more patient, you would have to say, than Akshat. Of course, the experience showing. Sometimes you just need to just keep shifting that defense around, and then the gap will appear. Naveen doing a good job of closing down those passing lanes, but now this is very so lethal. He's got Vieira in acres of space. Mbappe, if he's onside, yes, he is. No, he's not. That
No.
is, again, he worked the space beautifully, but just fractionally offside, and all that good work of his eventually boils down to nothing.
Yeah, but this is still some good signs, right? He's trying to build up an attack. He's opening up Naveen's defenses. He's even good with these steals, so that's definitely working out in his favor. But for now, he's still one goal down, and Naveen, he would be looking to equalize. I mean, in fact, increase the lead from around here, and this could be a good chance. Again, Naveen finding a good opening, but does not have enough men along with him. Pele, however, he's just looking to control this area, get some men ahead, and then maybe try and go for a chance.
Yeah, for now, Naveen is happy to take his time. Of course, Kerala Blasters FC and Lokmanya have been dominating possession. You can see over there 62% again, pressure on the ball, leading to the mistake from Naveen. Doing a good job of pressuring during this throw in. Also, throw ins actually are such a dangerous proposition in this game because just takes like one false move and suddenly you could be gifting your team a goal. And we did see that for Hyderabad FC yesterday as well, where a simple throw in were in control of the game and suddenly they were under massive pressure just because of a bad throw. And we do see a change to the keeper as well. It is Petr Cech now, who is the keeper of choice for Naveen. So interesting to see how that works out for him. But he's happy to just keep passing this ball around where Lokmanu, of course, isn't a guy who presses very aggressively when he's in the opposition half. He's happy to just sort of be organized in defense, and there you go, winning that ball back in his own half. And it's very cagey right now. It started off being quite an exciting open game, just like the first one. But Lokmanu is that kind of player who thrives off control. He wants to be the person dictating the tempo of the game. And that really has been the case. Now, again, with Pele looking to get the ball to Ronaldo, they're twisting, turning past one. And now with Mbappe trying to sort of get Naveen to go one way and then send in the other, but not quite happening. Naveen being very focused, very strong on defense. And the longer this continues, the higher the likelihood of Naveen making a mistake. And that might just be one over there, an unnecessary tackle with Bullet. Lovely little nutmeg by Mbappe on the ball. And this time it's worked. Is it worked well enough? Ronaldo with the shot. This time,
Yes!
No problem with the time finish. It
Oh,
smashed into that top corner. Lokmanu right back in it.
oh, there you go. Much needed for Kerala Blasters FC, especially before the halftime. And I was just counting minutes. It's more than 5 to 6 minutes of build-up from Lokmani over there, and finally playing off. Now, this is exactly where I wanted to, touch upon you making that statement. Lokmani likes to dictate his own terms, and that is exactly what happened, right? He was not giving Naveen a lot of ball. He was holding on to the possession. He was constantly, making those passes, and up to a point where there was a small mistake being made. But Naveen, right after
Oh,
that, oh, this could be disastrous. How on earth could Lokman you let that go in? The defense was completely in shambles. Oh,
yeah, I think the mistake came much earlier in the move over there, where there was that aerial ball being contested as the halftime whistle blows. But on the right flank, that aerial ball contested, I think it was between Ronaldo and Cruyff over there. And Lokmanu tried to keep the ball in play, tried to keep possession, but ended up giving the ball straight to the opposition. And that was unfortunately his downfall. I think he could have just played it safe and headed that ball out for a throw in, and then suddenly the entire situation would have been diffused. But there you go, Kerala Blasters FC would say just about edging it in terms of the overall gameplay, but it is unfortunately for Lokmanu Naveen who has that lead, and he hasn't done too much in terms of really creating chances as Naveen, but the two chances, the two counter attacks that he's had, he's absolutely made them pay.
oh yeah, and the way things are going on over here. Look, Manu, just when he was starting to take a breather over there, Naveen instantly hits him, and you know what? After the goal had been scored, there was some humming and some whispering from Saranch's side towards Naveen, right? I think there's some sort of a pocket strat that really worked out well, but here we have yet another half to go, and Kerala Blasters FC, they need to get an equalizer, and Naveen, he needs to get a few more to make sure that he keeps Lukmanu at bay.
Yeah, and now the ball starts, of course, with Chennaiyin FC. Naveen, big advantage to have a one-goal lead going into halftime. Looking for that ball straight through to the flank. Well marshaled, well defended over there. And now Lokmanu, let's see if he's going to try to speed it up a little bit. He doesn't have time on his side to keep building up. He does know that he needs to score 2 goals. Now with Gullit, finds Pele. Oh, unfortunately, just picking the wrong pass over there. It was actually very well read by Naveen. He saw that pass coming, and if I think he'd seen the movement, but he didn't see that movement over there. Now, could have looked directly to Pele, going for the safer option. Now with Cruyff on that left flank, does he have a body in the box that he can pass to? Nobody really available in a good position. There you go, forced into a pass that he didn't want to make. Naveen excellent on defense once again, and that's really been the hallmark of Naveen's game. He's been
Oh,
so difficult to figure out, so difficult to beat as an opponent. And even in this game, I wouldn't be surprised if he just hangs on to a draw, which would be a great result, of course, for Chennaiyin FC. But right now, he's still the man in possession. He's going to keep possession. He's going to now make Lokmanu break his shape and press and hound him down for that ball. And that will lead to more openings and opportunities on the counter attack. And quite uncharacteristic, we did say in the last game that Chennaiyin FC maybe have been too steadfast in their beliefs, not quite mix things up enough in terms of their game plan. But
oh,
today, concentrated game plan, play on the counter attack, and Lokmanu now has the opportunity.
oh yes, and this is good possession control by Naveen, to be honest, especially from the start of the second half. So what we did really witness in the first half was Lokmani was keeping a lot of ball on himself, right? And Naveen had to rely on those counter attacks. But now he's doing the same thing Lokmani did to him in the first half. So again, it's going to be important as to how can Lokmanu come up with the counter strategy. But for now, he's got the ball. He's got to make a chance. He's making a run for it, in fact, with Khalid, and gives the ball to Cruyff. Some back and forth passes between these two gentlemen. And now we've got to find and wait if Lokmanu can actually make this build-up count. He's given the right pass on towards Pele, giving it off towards Ronaldo. Had some room over there. Still needs to dribble through the defenders, but possession maintained on him.
Yeah, again, great defensive positioning from Naveen, and it is going to take that kind of patience that Lokmanu showed for that first goal. But unfortunately, doesn't really have time to be patient. And there you can see a pause is being cued. clearly going to change things up a little bit, maybe get his fullbacks involved a little, but he needs to make sure he doesn't concede now, because whatever changes he makes coming up in this pause could be worthless if he concedes. He doesn't concede, and well, he still might, because again, very uncharacteristic, very poor giveaway from Lukmanu. And Naveen now looks like he smells blood, looks like he might be ready to go for that kill. Still taking his time, just eating up a few seconds, a few minutes with each build up, and that will be frustrating Lukmanu to no end.
Yeah, and it is getting, and this could be a good chance. But Maldini again coming to the rescue as Lukmanu this time he's got to play on the counter. He's got acres of space from that right wing, and Cafu towards Mbappe. And I think he's got his right back up over here, and still looking for a pass. But Theo Hernandez, good read as Naveen now gets to go on a counter.
And there you go, bringing the fullback forward, leaves that gap in behind. We saw Saranch exploit this, and almost exploited by Naveen as well. Desperate last ditch defending over there. And now it's reaching that point of the game where, I mean, Lokman needs a goal within the next 4 or 5 game minutes. If he is to salvage a win from this, he might still get a draw if it's a late equalizer. But a draw, I don't think, is good enough. And we see now the fullback's getting involved. He's got Theo Hernandez there. Will he get a corner off the ball? No, manages to keep it, but no real support. Finds Pele inside that box. Again, nobody at the edge of the area to really give it to. He's got Gullit over there. Now he finds Cruyff. This is the moment. Surely the goal. Brilliantly worked by Lokmanu. That is absolutely classic Lokmanu over there. Keeping the ball, keeping it. Finally finding that shot and hammering it home.
Oh yes, and this is exactly what Kerala Blasters FC needed. Now, with just 13 minutes see than ever as Naveen now is still taking the smiles, but again Saranch giving him some insights on what to be done, and Akshat is just letting Lokmanu do what he deems fit at this moment. Now the scales have tipped in Lokmanu's favor just a little bit. Has got that goal, has got that momentum. Now he needs to make sure he defends that one attack and scores on the next. Maybe take a few time to build up, but look at this, perfectly finding all the right jigsaw pieces at the same time. And there you have it, Kerala Blasters FC. They have equalized. But Naveen, we're not here to witness draws. We are here to witness victories. And in this matchup, I'm not gonna be happy if that ends like this.
Yeah, and I don't think Lokmanu will either, because he knows he needs 3 points from this game. Kerala Blasters FC need 3 points from this game. And we see Cruyff taken off for Kerala Blasters FC and brought on for Chennaiyin FC. A bit of a cheap giveaway over there, and now Lokmanu. This is crunch time. This is clutch time for him. 10 minutes more or less to play in this game. You know he's going to be coming forward with his fullbacks. You know that Naveen is going to be dropping back a little bit as well. He's going to start pressing him only once he reaches that second half. And there you go. This time he's found Pele. No support inside the box. A very poor first touch, but still falls for him. But again, well defended. Not quite able to hang on to that. Naveen will take his time here. He needs to just eat up seconds, because he knows a 2-all result is actually pretty decent for them at this point. Doesn't really necessarily need to chase that win, but he is still going for it. Might just fire that ball in and find a striker in there, but no, the cross comes from Rio Ferdinand into Iker Casillas over there. And now we're reaching last chance saloon territory for Lokmanu. Let's see. I think he's going to treat this as his last opportunity. He's just going to keep working and tire out Naveen in that defense. Really get his thumbs working, get him sweating on that controller with all the player switching that he's going to need to do. Let's see if he can make it. We're into stoppage time now. Vieira on the ball now, and Gullit. You can see the screen being set up in midfield. No real room for Lokmanu to work with, but he almost finds that he has found Pele in the box. But a cheap giveaway. And that is surely that. Naveen hangs on yet again for the draw. And you have to say advantage to Chennaiyin FC over here. They are guaranteed to get 1 point at least from this game. And now it is a crunch match for Kerala Blasters FC. They have to win that co-op game to get anything out of this.
Little mistakes over there, little giveaways costing Kerala Blasters FC. I really thought, the last attack was supposed to be going in, and pretty much Lokmanu's expression says it all. Not really happy with how they performed, but well, it did, go down with a draw. again, for like you mentioned, Azim, Chennai, they can be happy with this, right? 1 point assured already, and then you've got Akshat and Lokmanyu. They have to be working so very hard just to earn this 1 point. Going against Siranj and Naveen combined, it's not going to be easy, but these gentlemen, they desperately need that 1 point over here.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, 1 point is still much less than they need in the larger scheme of things, but 1 point is, I think, the least that they'll settle for. And these two early chances, I think, really coming back to bite Lokmanyu. I think if he had scored one of those early in the game, it would have given the game a completely different complexion. I think it would have really suited Lokmanyu to sit and soak up that pressure and play on that counter attack and just have Naveen constantly needing to press him to win that ball back. But unfortunately, didn't quite work out for him. He managed to get a couple of these shots in the first half, and there you go. The second one working out for him, but he would have hoped that, or rather wished, for I think two key moments, that first chance and of course the second goal that he conceded on the brink of the first half.
Yeah.
He's going to be very disappointed with those.
Yeah, of course. He's going to be cussing a whole day long for conceding a goal like that, especially after scoring the equalizer. And Naveen again draws coming along, still unbeaten over here. But we know Naveen is explosive, right? He's got so much potential, and I really wanted to see it ending in a conclusive result this second matchup. But it is what it is, Azim. But taking a look at the possession, of course, possession-wise, Kerala Blasters FC, which is slightly above. I think first half was pretty much dominated by them, but second half is where I believe Chennaiyin FC, they managed to pull off a few possession percentages out over there. Taking a look at the expected goals, you can see Lokmanyu had created a lot of chances, but the power, sometimes it was the players, sometimes the goalkeeper making the saves. Clearly not going how Kerala Blasters FC wanted. They wanted to go their way.
Yeah, absolutely. But as we prepare for that final co-op crunch game, let's quickly take a little bit of change of pace and find out from the Kerala Blasters FC boys just how the tournament has been going for them.
Hi everyone, my name is Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. I'm 25 years of age and I'm from New Delhi, India. I'm representing Kerala Blasters in the Indian Super League and I'm part of the Indian national team as well.
Hello everyone, myself Akshat Khandelwal. I am 23 years of age and I am representing Kerala Blasters.
Right from the start, when I started playing FIFA in India, I always thought that we'll also be at that level where, like the other domestic leagues, where we'll be playing at the highest level. And when I had a slight hint that eISL would be announced, and when it was announced with such a big prize pool, I had only one aim and that was to qualify. And it really means everything to me because this is my profession, this is what I want to do. So first match we were really confident. I knew that I had studied my opponent's gameplay and I was really confident I got the victory. Akshat, because it's his first LAN event, he took under pressure, but knowing his quality, pretty sure he will bounce back. He did play really well in the second game. Just a bit unlucky we can say, and some other things that we didn't do well that we lost the second game.
1 week has passed away. We have played 2 matches, won 1, lost 1, and this is a league format. We have still 18 games to play and I can hopefully improve my game a lot.
So Kerala Blasters has a huge yellow army behind them. They've got the biggest fan base in India. I believe if I take on that pressure on the pitch, then I won't be able to do justice as the players play in the ISL. They know they have the support when they win, when they lose. I feel the same way.
Like everybody knows, Lokmanyu is a really experienced player and I am new to the scene. तो ये मेरे पीछे पड़ा रहता है कि भाई practice करते रहे, keep on practicing, that you have to improve every day. Like दोनों चीज़ें हैं, pros भी हैं, cons भी हैं.
The best part about 2v2 is that if one of the players, for example, if Akshat or me isn't playing that well, then we can clutch in 2v2. That's what I feel. So if personally on any day Akshat isn't playing well or if I'm not playing well and we are clicking in the 2v2 gameplay, I believe that's really good. And like I said earlier, that we've been playing really well. So if we work on our mistakes and if we play better, then I think 2v2 would be our defining aspect and we could take that forward in the league and help us win games and help us win games for Kerala Blasters.
I feel that all the 22 players are really good and all the 11 teams are favorites for the tournament. But certainly I feel that there is one team which मेरे को लगता है कि शायद उनसे हम थोड़ा बच के रहना चाहेंगे. उनका टीम का नाम है चेन्नई FC. Saransh and Naveen are really experienced players and they are really good at LAN events. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि हम उनको हरा नहीं सकते. ऑब्वियसली वी आर हेयर टू विन द टूर्नामेंट. वी आर नॉट हेयर टू मेक द नंबर्स अप एंड वी विल ट्राई टू विन द टूर्नामेंट.
I feel there's one team nobody is talking about, and that is Northeast United. Both the players are new to the scene. Imad specifically has played some tournaments in Bangalore. I've played against him at a LAN event. But I feel Mufu Burani is someone who's really working hard. He's like the silent assassin, as I would like to call him. So I personally feel it's the personality of the player that matters to me, especially when it comes to 2v2. And Akshat certainly has a good one. I really didn't expect because I didn't know him personally before. But I feel if he works hard on some of the areas in the game, I think his confidence, when it comes out, it'll come out shining, and that is going to help us a lot in the league. So I always love to start my tournament with a win, and that's what I did. Like at least my solo game, I won by a good margin. I was very happy about it. So there was this one moment where Akshat from behind, when I scored, like that confirmed the win. So he did this celebration. And he didn't want me to do that on camera, but I picked on it and I did this on cam. So I felt really good about that. Then another celebration. So I was like being a little more expressive on cam after winning. I was very confident, and hopefully we can get more of this because I want to do those celebrations on camera because that's what I see pro players in the world doing. And yeah, that's the E in the esports. So I would like to thank all my friends for supporting me through this. They know that it's my job to play FIFA, which is quite nascent in India, I would say. So I believe everyone keeps telling me you're doing something different, you're doing good in it. So I would like to thank them, but especially my father because I come from a sports family and he always wanted me to play at the highest level. So I believe this is the highest level in India in terms of FIFA, and I hope to do justice to to his goals. And thank you so much everyone for all the support.
Well, there you always have it. The big man has got something always wise to say, Azim. And yeah, I completely agree with him. I've been on the desk. He's been a friend for quite some time. We've shared quite some space. But yeah, I mean, Lokmanu, I've seen him for a long time. He's evolved constantly. But I think the phrases that he did say, right, especially about Akshat, shining once he gets his confidence, was absolutely right. Now, this was shooted a few weeks back, and look at Akshat right now. After the 2022 year commenced, he's been at the top of his game. He's been playing so well. And look, Manu, we are yet to see, those celebrations made from his side. Maybe that would give him that little bit of a booster heading in. But again, this is the co-op game. Kerala Blasters FC, they are fighting for that 1 point, and Chennai FC, they can very well settle at a draw. If they can get a win, that's even better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chennai FC, as I said at the start as well, maybe they'll be happy with the draw, saying, you know what, at least we're not going to the top of the table, so maybe we're not going to drop points in our next game as the curse of the first place has gone so far. But for Kerala Blasters FC, of course, 3 points would have been the goal. 1 point, I think, will be the compromise that they might just about settle for, but they will be determined to go out and get that 1 point. We do know that for those of you who are not yet familiar with the format of the tournament, if this I mean if there is any result other than a Kerala Blasters FC will get all 3 points. Win, Chennai FC will get all 3 points for this overall fixture. But Kerala Blasters FC, well, we haven't seen any on-camera celebrations from Lokmanu just yet, but and I don't think he's going to celebrate 1 point too much either. But let's see. We're pretty much ready to kick off. Just some last-minute changes being made to controller settings and whatnot, and we should be ready to go very soon.
Oh yeah, we should definitely be now with the way things have been going along. There you have it, the kick-off, and Kerala Blasters FC likewise in their black from left to right, and this is the game where they have to change it all. They have to turn the tides in their favor a little bit. Get a win over here. But again, for Chennai FC, they've been guaranteed that 1 point, but they're gonna be looking for a three, and if they can even try to get a draw from around here, that would be more than enough from getting the job done. But as we head along, of course, these two players, Akshat and Lokmanu, they've been getting better in time. Like Lokman, you also did mention, Akshat being a new find for this tournament. He'd not, much of heard of him rather than even play up against. But yeah, I think he's been the find of this tournament, because if you talk about the remainder of the players, we've seen them in the circuit, but Akshat coming out of the blue, and he's been playing such a good game of FIFA.
Yeah, obviously a very slow start for him, but then suddenly it really started to click for him. After he got that first win, I think the confidence really started coursing through. And again, very, very high press over there from Chennaiyin FC, winning that ball high up the pitch. And they know as long as they keep the ball for as long as, the longer they can keep the ball, the more they're going to frustrate Chennaiyin FC. And a chance at the near post, just about blocked by Casillas. Not the kind of start Kerala Blasters FC were hoping for. They are immediately on the back foot. The ball is coming in for Gullit. Will the keeper claim it? Yes, he does. Casillas over there proving that, the lack of height isn't necessarily a problem for him while claiming those long balls. And now on the counter attack they go. It is sort of 3 versus 5 at the moment, so no real opportunity for Kerala Blasters FC to get into that box and get a shot on target. And for Chennaiyin FC, they're very, very content now to take their time. This absolutely suits them because there's no urgency. Even if this finishes 0-0 for them, absolutely fine. Take your 3 points and be on your way home. And for Kerala Blasters FC, that early goal for them, I think, is crucial. Let's see if they can get it from this attack. Mbappe now on the flanks, finds Vieira over there. A decent number of bodies in the box. Now it's about the coordination between the two players. Who's going to make the right calls? The right call has been made. The Pele with a shot. And it is in at the near post. Exactly the start Kerala Blasters FC were looking for. And finally, they find themselves leading the game for the first time.
Oh, yes.
The Pele goes up close and personal with the camera. Baidu's coaching classes and Lokmanu's coaching classes in full flow at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely, and this is exactly what the boys needed, right? Some sort of a booster, over here with this particular goal, and heading on. The kind of a built up by Pele, especially I thought, towards the final third they might go for a pass, but you need to take chances like this, because we've seen from that range it does go in. And yeah, again, Kerala Blasters FC, they could use this early lead, but they've got to get a few more. And the biggest problem with them has been, they score a goal, then they concede one more. So they've got to stop themselves from conceding over here. They've got to be very alert, very vigilant, and not let anyone pass through. But talking about Chennaiyin FC, they kind of pushing through, making their way from the left wing, but eventually did want to shift to the center. Gullit just trying to find that perfect pass, does find Pele in the process, but he's got quite a lot of men to defeat over there. Instead changes the turn of play towards the right hand side. Mbappe just going in, passes it on towards Neymar, but is he going to take a shot? But instead passes it back towards Pele. And still Chennaiyin FC, they're trying to fight over here in the D area, but there you go. Attack is still on somehow.
Yeah, 6 players in the box defending that attack as opposed to the 3 for Chennaiyin FC who were attacking. But I think the best thing that could have happened for this game was, of course, Kerala Blasters FC scoring early, because that then forces Chennaiyin FC to come out and play. They would have been in a very sort of passive zone just before the game. And there you go again, the number of bodies back there defending. Don't think it's going to be sustainable over time, because right now, of course, Chennaiyin FC are not on any kind of ultra attacking strat. But Kerala Blasters, I think, taking a leaf out of Chennaiyin FC's book, saying, you know what, you guys keep the possession, you guys keep attacking us, and we're going to do the counter attacking this time. And then cheap giveaway. Let's see if we can find a pass. He will probably look to go center again. He does, but marshaled out, and a throw in for Kerala Blasters.
Oh yeah, the throw in out over here, but we've got to see actually, how this pans out, because right now, with the way things are going on, 32 minutes have passed by, and Chennaiyin FC, they're creating chances, and this could be the best one of them all. It's a 3-on-3 defense over there. Neymar passing it on, but Theo Hernandez coming in rescue. A good read, I must say. Oh, some risky passes being made over there, but still out of harm's way for now, or maybe I'm just wrong.
Yeah, and very, very aggressive high press being employed by Chennaiyin FC over here. Let's see if they can get it in. Now with Pele just waltzing through that defense, surely not going to score solo. And, well, thankfully for the sanity of Kerala Blasters FC, they didn't manage to put that in, because they would have been absolutely tearing their hair out if he had managed to score that solo. Now, with Pele on the other end, Kerala Blasters FC, can they get their own goal going? Bit of a lucky break over here. Now, Pele goes at the back post. Mbappe over there. Unfortunately, not the best header of the ball. That will be offside, I'm fairly certain, if Kerala Blasters FC get possession. It is Chennaiyin FC on the counter attack. Great ball played in behind to find Ronaldo. No real support. It is arriving in the form of Neymar in the middle, but by that time, Maldini and Kerala Blasters FC just across to put out that fire immediately. And yeah, this is sort of taking the form almost now of that first game where both teams end to end attack, we attack, you counter attack, we counter attack, and that's just seemed to be the case. It's Vieira of all people ending up on the right flank over here, and I think even the player on the ball confused, saying, what am I supposed to do with him? He doesn't have 5-star skills. How am I supposed to get out of this? And clearly they don't.
Yeah, and Kerala Blasters FC was just trying to keep some more pressing over there, but has been a little bit halted with just one more attack. But there you go, never mind. It's a half-time whistle being blown, and Kerala Blasters FC still have that one goal lead, and now they've got to create or they've got to do something over here. Just turn a page from any book from Lokman News guide to being a FIFA pro, and somehow they've got to win this one. For that, of course, likewise they will have to score one or two more goals and need to make sure that they don't concede any. And I think a little bit of coughing there from Lokman is, I think, is you have those moments, right, when you tend to have your coke, and the next moment you were trying to speak something. So
Yeah, I think, yeah, trying to speak too much while also getting his hydration. Well, it's okay to choke on your beverage, but Lokmani will be determined to make sure he doesn't choke in this game, in this second half, which is coming up, because it could be an invaluable point come the end of the season. It does help them move slightly further up. And you can see we've all been there. We've all had those
yeah.
moments at some point in our lives. So it does look like Chennai FC still having a few tactical discussions. They have created opportunities. They still do look dangerous when they go forward. So this game could still go either way. Kerala Blasters FC, for the moment, a goal to the good. But Chennai FC will be getting, of course, progressively more and more attacking and getting more bodies into the box. And that's when the real challenge is going to come for Kerala Blasters FC.
Oh yeah, and for now, what do you think? Chennai FC should implement, right? I mean, they've been trying to keep some possession. They've been trying to do something that Kerala Blasters FC also, tend to do, or rather, Lokmanu tends to do. What do they need to do right now, Azim, to score a goal right off the bat?
For them, I think they just need to try to be a little bit patient. I think sort of take a page out of Lokmanyu's book as well, because you do see that there are so many bodies. Again, you look at that box inside of there are 6 players in there, and you're going to need to do something a little different. Either you're going to have to be really, really patient, or you're just going to have to go route one and go for that long ball in behind defense. But of course, now Kerala Blasters FC, when they have a goal lead like this, they can afford to drop their defensive line a little bit and nullify those passes in behind. Yes, they'll still happen, but they may not be as effective, as penetrating as they normally would be. You see a ball little over optimistic over there, and that's really what pressure does. And it is pressure for Chennai FC. They do, of course, want to get that win. They do want to go back to the top of the table. Well, pressure clearly getting to both players currently. And yeah, because I mean, the people who are going to be looking at this and absolutely loving the state of play right now is, of course, Mumbai City FC and SC East Bengal, because this gives them a much clearer path to make that top spot their own. Also interesting for Northeast United FC and Jamshedpur FC as well, because for them it could mean that they knock Chennai FC out. But for the moment, the knockout blow could be coming from Kerala Blasters FC. They try and try, but no real bodies in the box at the moment. No real headers of the ball available either to put that cross in. Maybe might be worth getting a Zlatan or a CR7 on if they want to try to go the crossing way. Now the Marseille Roulette from Ronaldo takes the shot, just saved, pushed behind the post by Petr Cech over there. Huge moment, because I think if that goal went in, it was curtains for Chennai FC. They go now looking for that meta corner. Are they? They might go for the cross. Not quite. I don't think that's still quite as effective after the last title update. They still do put the cross in, but unfortunately, nobody in the box to attack it. And now immediately on that counter, looking to find spaces in behind our Chennaiyin FC, forced back a little bit, and they're going to have to be patient again, because you know how Kerala Blasters FC are going to defend. They're going to have 6 bodies in that box, and they're going to make it really, really hard. Going for a finesse shot. Oh my goodness,
Wow.
Casillas. Hollywood save over there.
I mean this is something that they did not see coming, right? Goes out for a corner, and had Casillas not gone for it, I think it was going in. It was so well timed, but so is this one. But some immense reflexes coming out from Casillas, making sure that this goes out for yet another corner. And looks like the corner is meant to go towards Gullit, but instead looks to be going a little short on this. Neymar passing on towards Maldini, Gullit receiving it, going for the cutback. This should be it. Completely outplayed, and this is something that they've been planning all along, because there you have it. You've been talking about the comeback, and Chennaiyin FC, they've done this, and it's 1 each now.
And again, it's the fine margins for Kerala Blasters FC at the other end. Had the opportunity to put it away. This time, great work over there. Using players who you would not normally want in tight positions. It was Maldini and Gullit, of all people, involved in the build-up play over there. But the composure on the ball, to just take that little bit of a pause, even though there's like 6 defenders around you, just having this patience and the composure over there to get the job done. And now again it swings back the pendulum in favor of Chennaiyin FC at this point. They are getting all 3 points, and Kerala Blasters now have to go chasing that game yet again. And you do know that the more they chase the game, the more prone they are to counter-attacks. Over here, another cheap giveaway. And Chennaiyin FC will be looking now to see if they can obviously waste a little bit of time in the build-up and finally put this game to bed.
Oh yeah, I think Chennaiyin FC just needed that kick that they wanted, and they finally found it. Right now they're equalized. The pressure has been relieved a little bit, because if it stays like this, they're still guaranteed home those 3 points. But now again, Ronaldo, he wants to go in. He wants to score a few more. Matthias passing it on towards Neymar. Had that been worked out a little bit better, could have been a goal. But right after that, we are witnessing a comeback, or maybe a counter attack being initiated, but stopped right at its tracks. And Kerala Blasters FC not pleased with themselves right now, especially how they've been playing in the second half.
Yeah, and I do think again for Kerala Blasters FC, we're going to see those fullbacks bombing forward now. They need to get more bodies into that box, more bodies in attacking areas. And similarly, I think Chennaiyin FC might be looking to go a little bit more defensive. So again, going to be a very fascinating tactical battle for Kerala Blasters FC. It's very, very important to just regain their composure for both the boys. They will be pretty annoyed with themselves. They had a huge opportunity with an absolute world-class save made by the opposition keeper, and couldn't quite capitalize on the corner that came after it. And after that, it's been mostly Chennaiyin FC for the last 10-15 in-game minutes, and they need to do something about it. And they have made a couple of changes. It's Kevin De Bruyne in for Patrick Vieira. We also see Vinicius on. So 3 changes, 4 changes being made, 2 for each team, it does look like. And this is pretty much the final throw of the dice, you would say, for Kerala Blasters FC. They've gone with what they think might be the best attacking personnel to try and win this, but they can't seem to get the ball off Chennaiyin FC. It's been around 7-8 minutes in the game so far, and they've not seen any possession. That's bound to be frustrating them.
Oh yeah, that is definitely going to be so much more frustrating for them. But look at this pass. I mean, Kerala Blasters FC, they've got to be racing through that right wing. All right, Gullit is coming in close. He's got to find a pass again, an attempt at a cross over there, but being foiled by the keeper, as Chennaiyin FC, they can see those 3 points right in front of them. All they've got to do is hold on for 10 more minutes, not concede any goals, and it is lights out for Kerala Blasters. But a good attack being created. Neymar just pushing, Mbappe in fact just pushing in, and there you go. A shot being taken once more. Casillas saving it for both the times, as the attack is still on. Ronaldo finds a lot of space, and Casillas with the 3rd save. Oh my God.
I think that's probably the save of the season that we've seen. That was unbelievable. Looked for all the world like that ball was going to fly into that bottom corner, but somehow the flying Spaniard, the legendary goalkeeper, managing to pull it out. Corner kick not taken effectively. Now on the counter attack, Chennaiyin FC have bodies back, but Kerala Blasters again, the composure seems to have just completely gone. They're not able to really keep the ball. I think they need to get possession back immediately. It might be too late. It is too late. Chennaiyin FC get the goal, and that surely is 3 points in the bag. A beautiful dink finish over the keeper. Nothing the keeper could do over there to rescue the points, and that finally looks like it is that. It does look in the last 15 or 20 in-game minutes that the Kerala Blasters have just lost the plot, lost the composure,
Yeah.
and unfortunately for them, looks like they will be leaving empty-handed today.
I really thought that they would be controlling the tempo of this game, especially after that first goal. But in the second half is where Chennai FC really found themselves, understood how the game is progressing and making these adaptations. That is why they've been the better team in this evening and finally winning their games by clear margin. It's of course going to be 3 points backed in. And Chennai FC, I think, with this, will be feeling a little bit comfortable with those recent collapses. But for Kerala Blasters FC, I think this is sort of this sort of a sad run is going on. And with just 2 minutes left, I think it's the last effort. Even if they score a goal out of this one, does not matter at all because either ways the score will be the same. It's going to be 3 points secured. But there you go. Defenses have been made and just waiting for the final whistle. There it goes. And Chennai FC find themselves ahead, get themselves 3 points home.
Huge result for Chennai FC and a huge blow to Kerala Blasters title. I mean, top 4 chances, you would have to say. Because from here on in, I mean, there is no margin for error for them left at all. There's just about 8 games left for them to play. Chennai FC, of course, now having played 13, I think they can start to breathe a little bit easy now. You can see a huge sigh of relief from Saranch over there. I think 2 or 3 more wins for Chennai FC should guarantee them that top 4 spot, particularly if those wins come against other players around them in the top 4. So they did it a little bit of little bit of doing it the hard way, you would have to say, for Chennai FC, going a goal down and then coming back. But clinical performance, getting the win in co-op as well, and they're showing that they're just one of those one of those best all-round units where even if one player doesn't have the greatest game, the other sort of pulls it out and they manage to get the job done in co-op. These guys have been touted as favorites for a reason, and we're starting to see that again.
Oh yeah, I mean, finally getting their groove back, right? But still some works to go, especially from Naveen's side, right? Because he's one of those players who does not want to settle with just a draw, right? And he's got to find his winning ways. But you can see Lokmanya and Akshat clearly not happy with how they've played. But Saranch and Naveen would not spare any moments. They're still having those discussions. But this all started off with a bang, and that's the problem. I think that has been going with Kerala Blasters FC. They've got to be a little bit more consistent, Z, because I really feel they start off really well, both. Even with Akshat and Lokmanya, right? They start off really well. Even the matchup where Akshat was going head to head against Saranch and still somehow was the one keeping the press on. But later on, as the game progressed, as Saranch understood what Akshat is trying to implement, he instantly countered him back, and I could not see anything out of Akshat later on. So these are the few little things that they really need to work out on. But Kerala Blasters FC, at a point, they were looking like they're going to be entering into the top 4. But I think they've got to struggle a lot more now with just a limited number of games remaining for them.
Yeah, and I think one of the teams that will be looking at this and licking their lips in anticipation is going to be, Odisha FC.
Yeah.
Because they have a couple of games in hand. They're a team that's really found their form at the moment. For Kerala Blasters FC, I mean, as we look at the stats over here, I think it was pretty much one-way traffic. If you look at the game as a whole, 4.2 is the expected goal. We saw those crazy saves being pulled off by Casillas. It was an absolute melee in the box for Kerala Blasters FC. Couldn't really cope with it in that second half. But I think for Kerala Blasters FC, they don't need to look too far from home. I think they need to be looking at the example of Mumbai City FC, who had a very similar start, similar run of form in the early season, where they weren't really doing that well, and finally managed to find that consistency. And the consistency is really what's lacking. When you have a look at the scorecard, ending 4-1 with Saranj getting that win over there. A very closely contested 2-all draw, and finally getting that win in the end, making that draw kind of academic. It was Chennaiyin FC 2-1 in the third game.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they needed, right? To sort of propel themselves, get that second spot going. I think they're sort of evened up now with Mumbai City FC. Of course, we'll get a more clear picture when we have the leaderboards. But I believe Mumbai City FC do have a few games to play. But like you said, like you correctly pointed out, Azim, now Odisha FC does have that chance where they can, start to climb over a few other teams, because Duggal and Shubham, they've been in absolute good form. But right now, let's take a look at who the hero of the match is. And I think there should not be any surprises. Has to be the big man himself, Mr. Saransh Jain, hailing all the way from Pune, winning hearts of everyone, not just in his state, but in Chennai FC as well. So moving along, again touted as one of the best players inside the league. He's got a lot of burden on his shoulders, right? It's been a tough time for him, but we've seen those glimpses of the old Sharanch, and he was nothing short of it today. Look at the sheer quality of goals.
Yeah, he was just very, very clinical in his solo game, of course.
Oh, wow.
And just as we said, almost 3 carbon copy goals. You look at the first one, second one, third one, all 3 goals coming from cutbacks from that right flank. And clear game plan from him to just go with what's working. If it works once, maybe it'll work again. And this one was absolutely beautiful, sitting down the keeper, and he loved that. He enjoyed that as well. And thoroughly deserved, and obviously extending his lead in that top goal scorer chart by 5 goals as well.
This is something that I remember, Katie doing a lot against Akshat, and a lot of players have done this cutback strat, and which has really worked out against him. So he's got to work out on that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at how things have changed in terms of the leaderboard after this matchup. Chennaiyin FC, they are sitting at top with 24 points, but mind you, they've played one extra game. And look at SC's Bengal, the 9 games played, still at the top the third. They're still holding themselves off. But this is what we were talking about, right? Odisha FC now have a really good chance. No, they've also played 9 games. If they win all the 3 next games that they've got, then we're looking at somewhere them trying to enter the top 5 or maybe potentially top 4.
Yeah, and but Chennaiyin FC, I mean, it looks all rosy and nice at the top of the table right now. But if you look at the 4 teams behind them, from Mumbai City to FC Goa, if all those guys get the wins that they need, Chennaiyin FC could find themselves without playing a single game after this point, sitting in 5th place by the time they come back.
Yeah.
So that's just how close it is at the top over here. Odisha FC as well getting in the mix, and we do have Saranj back again along with us. Let's have a quick head over for a quick chat. And yes, Saransh, congrats on the win. Did it the hard way, going down in the co-op game. So how are you feeling?
Great, great, great. We came in with a game plan for co-op, and luckily it worked for us. I tried telling Naveen to do the same thing in his 1v1 game, but like Loki was defending amazingly. I think even in attack, I was panicking every time he came around the box. But yeah, important, very, very important 3 points for us.
Indeed, it is, because you've played 13 games now. You're sitting at the top, but a lot of teams are tailing behind you. Now, this is sort of threatening, but we've seen this happen time and again, right? We've always made these sort of speculations that these teams have games to play, and they eventually choke their game. So I think you still do have a chance. But again, from the contenders that you've seen, Saransh, you've been one of the active players in the community. Who do you think is looking really threatening right now?
I think that's a very weird question to answer. I think every team in the tournament is still in the tie. Like as you saw, Hyderabad yesterday was amazing. So I don't have an answer for that question. I'm sorry.
So no names being taken from you then?
Yes, none.
Alright. But it is an interesting scenario for you all, because 13 games played, if everyone around you gets their wins, you're looking at being in 5th place all of a sudden, despite that run of form. So how many wins do you think it takes to guarantee that top 4 at the moment?
I'm not sure, like it'll all shape up eventually, but I personally like to focus one game at a time. So I'm not really thinking about who other teams are playing or who they're matching up against or how many points they're taking. I just tell Naveen as well that we'll play our game and the rest of the league will just go on as it is.
This is where, I've got to bring Naveen into the picture as well. Naveen, the way he started off, he was in blistering form. He was absolutely, crushing his opponents. And suddenly something has happened. He's not, getting defeated or something. He's still somehow coping up with draws. Is there anything going on, or is just having bad days?
I think he's gone from Naveen to Draween. That's what I told him, that he's been drawing every game. But yeah, like he's been in great form still. I have that confidence in him, and he's got that confidence in himself. And as long as he's playing his game, I'm very confident that Draween will start becoming Naveen's pretty soon.
Yes,
We
from
need
no
no
win to
win.
yes win. Yeah.
All right, yes, win.
And our
Yes.
platform partner
Okay.
not win. But thank you, Saranj, for being a part of this again. We'll catch up with you with your next game, and yeah, enjoy your victory.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you so much, guys. See you.
Draw
Always.
win it is.
Yes. I mean, this is something that I love from the players, a little bit of banters. And yeah, of course, Saransh, understanding the competition has become so fierce, he's not going to be taking any names because he knows that he's the one who's getting targeted a lot these days. His play style, tactics have been figured out. Now he takes a name, someone else comes out with, like, Mera naam kaise liya? So, of course, he's trying to avoid that. But again, this was such an interesting matchup, a much important day for both the teams. But it was again Chennaiyin FC with the final laughter. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with all our games for the evening. Before we head out, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with Coca-Cola, our associate sponsors, Hero, our esports partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this event happen. So, no, Azim and I, we're going to be going for a little bit of break. We're going to be meeting you next on 29th, I believe. Till then, you guys take care. Have a good night.